The beliefs that I'm going to talk about in this video, which you most likely possess as a player, are absolutely holding you back from improving and reaching your potential. Now, if you can break free of these beliefs and catch yourselves when you fall back into these beliefs, I promise you, you're not only going to improve better, but you're just generally going to have a better life as well. Now, the first one is the belief that you need to be the hardest worker in the room, and that is the only thing that you pride yourself in. Now, this is something that I personally was one of those players, right? All I cared about was being the hardest worker in the room. But at the end of the day, you can't cash a check on working hard. The goal isn't to outwork somebody, it's to out-improve somebody. So with this belief of you needing to be the hardest worker in the room, this oftentimes leads you guys to not necessarily train smart and oftentimes do things that are actually detrimental to your improvement. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is not get up at 6 a.m. and actually sleep in. Make sure you're prioritizing certain things that'll actually lead to improvement, not just purely putting in the work. The second point is constantly comparing yourself to other people. Now, this comes in many different forms. To relate this back to the first point is always paying attention to how much other people are working out, right? You see somebody on social media who posts they got in the gym at 6 a.m. and they left at 10 and then they're back at 2 and then, right? It's really easy to be like, oh, this person's outworking me, right? I'm not working hard enough. But again, the goal isn't to outwork somebody, it's to outbetter somebody. But again, even if you're just constantly comparing yourself to the work that other people are putting in, or this person just scored 40 points and I just had a bad night, it's very easy to get caught up in this game and just paying attention to kind of what's on the surface, when in reality, people aren't showing the other side of it. People aren't showing what they actually did with the time in the gym. You're just seeing that they were in the gym that long and associating with, wow, they were busting their ass for that long. When in reality, they were probably just around, shooting around. Same thing with scoring 40 points. They show the 40-point game, but they don't show the night where they went 0 for 8, right? There's the ups, there's the downs, and in general, it's never as good as it seems. So just don't get caught up and don't play this game. It's very reactive. In reality, you can only control what you can control, so make sure you're constantly focusing on that and not what everyone else is doing and what you're seeing. Number 2 is the sleep when I'm dead belief. Again, kind of relating to the first point of constantly trying to outwork everybody. I gotta get up at 6 a.m. I just gotta grind. And this couldn't be anything from the truth. Believe me, I was one of these players and it did not help me at all. Once I actually learned what it takes to get better, what it takes to train smart, the best thing that you can probably do every single night consistently is get 8 hours of sleep. If you're getting 6 hours, 5 hours of sleep because you're trying to work out, I promise you, you are wasting your time. Sleep is obviously not only essential for performance, which there has been numerous studies on this. Your decision making is going to be better. Your chances of getting hurt are going to go down and your recovery is going to be much better. And over time, this is going to be much more important than the little measly 6 a.m. workout that you got. And not only that, but if you're putting in work, if you're working out every single day, it requires sleep to learn the things that you were trying to learn that day. Sleep is when we're going to consolidate and actually store all of these skills and memories that you learned from the previous day. So again, if you are not sleeping, you are literally throwing all that work out the window and you are absolutely not performing to your best as much as you want to believe that you are. The fourth belief is it's just hoop, right? Just focus on the workouts, just go play hoop. Everything else will take care of itself. Now, this is absolutely true if you're in middle school, maybe even just want to be a JV or varsity player. If you just focus on basketball, you can certainly get by. But the higher the level you want to play at, the more important everything else is. Your mentality, your diet, your sleep, how you're working out off the court, how you're working out on the court. All of these things feed into each other, right? If you're getting good quality sleep, you're getting good quality nutrition, you're going to get good quality workouts, then you're going to get good quality sleep, and then again, it just continues that cycle. So if you're just focusing on hoop, you're just simply not maximizing your workouts, you're not simply maximizing your improvement. If you think that you can get to the highest level by just focusing on hoop, when you're competing against people that have all the resources in the world. Think about NBA players. They got the psychologist, they got the strength and conditioning coach, they got the dietitian, they got someone who focuses and tracks their sleep, literally everything. You're competing with that. So if you think that you can just focus in on hoop and I'm just gonna play basketball every day and I'm gonna reach the highest level, you're absolutely fooling yourself. Number 5 is the lone wolf mentality, right? You see it on social media all the time. Just grind, put your head down, do it all by yourself. And this sounds really good on paper. I was one of those players myself. You know what? I'm not gonna work out with anyone else. I'm just gonna do it all myself. I don't need a trainer. I don't need a strength conditioning coach. I'll just get in the gym by myself, no partner, and just put in work. And I can say with confidence, this is one of the quickest routes to absolutely nowhere. From a player development standpoint alone, it's just absolutely terrible. If you're constantly working out by yourself, you're working out with no defense, no read, your workouts are just not gonna mimic the game whatsoever, so your results are going to be very limited. Now, not only that, but everything else from how you're structuring your workouts, to your diets, to your workouts, to everything everything, you're relying on just your knowledge alone. If you're relying on all of your knowledge, you're most likely not going to get very far. Now, if I could go back in time, I would invest way more into other resources like a dietitian, like a trainer. And you may be saying, oh, I don't have the money, right? I give this simple example all the time to some of the kids that I train, right? The way that I organize things, you can train with me 2 times every single week for $250. You can go work a minimum wage job for 10 hours a week and you can afford to train with me 2 times a week. So if you're not willing to invest into yourself, maybe scheduling a Zoom call with somebody, a dietitian, to get more information on how you can properly eat and things like that. But again, if you have that belief that it's a lone wolf mentality, that you don't need a trainer, you don't need this, you can just do it all by yourself, again, this is the fastest road to nowhere and you're gonna look back and absolutely regret it. So if you want to improve faster, get to the highest level possible, don't do it yourself. Invest into other people that know more than you in certain areas. And if you can make sure you're not falling into any of these beliefs and kind of catch yourself when you do, I promise you, you will see much better improvement. Drop a comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate it. See you soon. Peace.